Yo, yo, what up? So, I'm finally here, uh, putting together the manifestation video. I know I said I was gonna do it, and I'm still kind of like getting used to doing like talking on camera and all that. It's not really been my thing ever, so I kind of have to like work up the courage to like get on here. And, I don't like editing, so I kind of been wanting to like put all my thoughts in one place and know what I'm gonna say, just so I don't have to fumble around too much. But you might see me stumble around and stutter here and there, and maybe not get it out fully. But please be patient with me. I am working through it. So yeah, manifestation ritual. I know some people might hear like the word like ritual, and they're like, "Fuck, I don't want to do that shit. It sounds like witchcraft." like, ritual has it's kind of like a loaded word. So you can call it a recipe if you want. Law of attraction recipe, uh, fucking procedure, whatever you want to call it. It makes you feel better. Um, yeah, so I mean, I did take a little bit of notes here and there, so you might see me reference them a little bit, just in case I get too off track. I know I tend to rant sometimes, but yeah. So I did end up getting it from this book, Creating Money. It's a really good book actually. It's called Creating Money, Attracting Abundance. Um, I picked it up maybe a year and a half ago, and the main thing in here that I got would be the visualization process that they outline in this book, and so that was very useful. And also other like technical details when it comes to law of attraction uh, type activities. That was like the main inspiration for this, but I went ahead and added my own touch to it. Of course, I had to do that, and so the process is about 7 steps, 6 7 steps. I mean, there's little tiny things in between that to add to it, but the main meat of it is the visualization process, and the first few steps are things that I just added to help increase the efficiency of it. So let's go ahead and get right on into that. Um, so the first step is to take a shower, right? That's always good. That's always nice. A shower really helps to break, like energetically, it helps to break up stagnant energy, clean up your energy field. Um, Physically, if you're doing like a hot shower, it loosens the tissues and things like that. So it helps with the lymphatic system, especially if you're doing like uh, cold and hot showers. If you're alternating between cold and hot, that's usually a really good thing because the lymphatic system, which is responsible for draining waste, cellular waste, and all that, it doesn't have a mechanism for moving all that stuff aside from you getting like exercise. So you have to like move around and dance or whatever it is to actually activate the lymphatic system. Or you can do it through like massage. They have like lymphatic massages to help remove waste. So if you're in the shower, you can do go from hot to as cold as you can handle for as long as you can, and then alternate between hot and cold. And so that's something you can do to move that lymphatic system. But for this procedure, it's not really required to do that. Just take a shower in general. It's really good to it gets you in the right mindset. You take a shower and it puts you like in a already relaxed kind of mood. So that's something. Also, I forgot to mention before you get started, it's best to avoid alcohol before you're gonna attempt this. At least for a couple days. I would say avoid stimulants too, like coffee or like soda, energy drinks, and stuff like that, just because they are kind of taxing on the system. But those are not really as important as alcohol. Um, yeah, it's I don't want to get into the whole alcohol thing, but yeah, it's probably just best to abstain for at least a couple days if you're gonna get into this procedure. Um, Also, to remember to be fully hydrated. You have to. make sure your juices are flowing properly. And I would recommend to drink a lot of coconut water, just because it has a lot of natural electrolytes and minerals and stuff like that to help keep your system active, help light up your what do you guys call those? The neurons. Help provide the minerals for the sparks. So get yourself some coconut water or just pure distilled water, and make sure you're drinking on that on the day of the process. So after you've done you've taken your shower, you want to go ahead and practice grounding. Get into a grounding routine, and that is I've outlined it, the basics, in another video if you guys aren't familiar with it. But you ideally would want to do this, like undertake this whole thing in a park, in the park or a beach, or somewhere. I think my favorite spot would be the beach, just because it's more private and open. Like the setting is like very relaxing already, so it puts you in a nice mind state. But anywhere where you're um, in touch with nature, you can do the whole thing where you're holding onto a tree and all that, and that helps. But it's not really required. Just something where um, you're just out there undisturbed, where you can practice grounding undisturbed for at least 10 to 15 minutes. I think would be a good place to start. So after you do that, after you do your grounding, you want to go ahead and get a little light exercise in. And I know it kind of sounds like bad, like fuck. A lot of us don't like exercising, but it's good. It's good for yourself. It's good for your mind. Exercising is good in general. So it doesn't have to be nothing heavy. You want to maybe a couple jumping jacks, some push-ups, run around for a little bit, or you can dance. If dancing is your thing, if that's your call, fucking make it happen, dude. Whatever. As long as you're getting your heart rate up, that's really what it is. And the reason for the exercise is, our is to get your blood flowing. Your blood is a physical representation of your life force energy. So you want to activate it. You want to get it flowing and moving as good as possible. Get your brain, wake up that brain. And also exercise releases. I forget what type of hormone it is. I'm not sure if it's endorphins or serotonin. It's one of the feel good hormones that get activated with exercise. So you definitely want to do that, and it's gonna if you can do that at the beach, take a jog on the beach. That way you can take care of the grounding and the exercise at the same time, and that'll definitely kill two birds with one stone. So after you've done that, you've taken your shower, you've grounded, you've gotten a little bit of exercise in. You're gonna find a spot where you're gonna be undisturbed and center yourself, aka meditate. And I know maybe some people aren't too good on their meditation practice. They maybe struggle with that a little bit. So to help with that, let's say if you're not having a good um, meditation session, like you can't just like relax. Um, a good way would be to take some deep breaths, just real quick, just 3 deep breaths. In your nose, and you breathe all the way down into your belly. You want to inflate your belly all the way down. And then when you're breathing out, you breathe out through your mouth. And as you're breathing out, squeeze your abdominal muscles and squeeze your perennial muscles. If you're not familiar with your perennial, it's your gooch. To put it, in layman's terms, it's the muscles in between. It's say when you're urinating, when you're using the bathroom, it's the muscles that you would use to squeeze to stop peeing. So you would squeeze those muscles and your abdominal muscles at the same time, as tight as you can, as you're breathing out. And so what that's gonna do is it's gonna move the energy up. And so you want to kind of focus and like visualize the energy going up to your spine, going up the spine to the brain. And it's okay if you can't actually like feel it, just because I know most of us, we have a lot of blockages. that are maybe impeding that, or we're not used to the sensation, so maybe we won't feel it at first. But over time, if you practice that breathing technique, that breathing cycle, you will eventually start to feel the cerebral spinal fluid moving up the spine. So the CSF fluid, that's one of the most crucial things when when it comes to becoming more magnetic. When you want to get into harnessing like life force energy, that's one of the reasons it's not really good. Let's say if you're a guy, to be like busting nuts every day. It's, you know, that's a whole separate topic that we can get into, semen retention and all that. But um, yeah, the cerebral spinal fluid is one of the most important things that you want to maintain and build up if you want to become more effective with law of attraction type stuff. So yeah, anyways, you start you're breathing. You know, you just take like 3 or 4 breaths. You know, doing that procedure, and after that, your body will just naturally begin breathing shallower, and so it's easier to get into a relaxed state. And from there, you can start to prime your body. Just picture yourself as like a big magnet. You know, as you're getting into this meditative state, start thinking of yourself as a big magnet, where your spine is like the antenna. You know, you want to sit up straight when you're meditating. A lot of people like to sit up straight and do it just so they don't fall asleep. I don't. I like to lay down. I don't usually have the issue where I fall asleep anymore, but I understand at first it is kind of difficult not to fall asleep just because it feels so relaxing. But you don't want to be like hunched over or slouched, anything where your spine is not this. Think of it like an antenna. You know, if you want to get a strong signal, you got to be straight up. And so in reality, you know, that's what it is. You know, you have your antenna here, and then the brain is the receiver, and that's where you switch channels. You know, that's how you receive the frequencies. And so you're straight up. You know, and so you're gonna start thinking like thinking of yourself as magnetic, magnetic to whatever it is that you're looking to attract, whether it's a job, a person, money. I know most people probably, when they use this, when they attempt this, if they are going to attempt it, most of us are probably going to try to attract some type of material gain, like money or something like that, some object, a car, a house, you know, which is understandable. I know, of course, you know, we could all use a little bit of money. So, yeah, you're getting into that zone, and let's say if you do it laying down, if you do fall asleep, it's okay. Don't worry. You'll probably just nap for a little bit, and then, you know, as soon as you wake up, just pick right back up where you left off. You don't have to start over from zero. But yeah, let's say after you do that, um, or while you're doing it, you're gonna bring your attention down to your toes and consciously release them, release tension. And so you're gonna think of your toes, and you're gonna say relax. You go to your ankles, relax. Your calves, relax. And you're gonna go up, knees, thighs, up here in your groin area, hips, your glutes, um, abdominals, chest, shoulders, biceps, arms, hands, your neck, jawline, and you're just gonna go everywhere and just release, and especially the eyelids too. Release, release, release. And so at this point, you're gonna be super relaxed, and that's when you're gonna be ready for the crucial step. So all this other stuff was just, I mean, it's crucial as well, but it's not 100% required. It's just something that I have found to get you way better results. It's just easier to get into the visualization process, which we are now ready for. So let's see. Um, all right, so you're gonna get into the visualization process, which is why it's important um, to build up your focus. I don't know if you remember, I have a video about how to build up your focus. If you're having trouble maintaining um, a visual image, I have a video about that where that could help. So after that, you wanna, let's say I'm gonna use the example. Let's say if you're trying to attract a job, because that's the one that I used last time. My friend was trying to get a job, and so I recommended this for her, and she ended up getting it. So I'm gonna use this example. Let's say if you're trying to get a job, you want to build a setting in your mind. You want to think about the environment that you're gonna work in. Like, what is your job gonna look like, and you want to be as detailed as possible. If you want to, let's say it's gonna be an office. You want to imagine the desks. How's the desk gonna look? Is there carpet? Is there tile? What's the wallpaper? What's the color on the walls? What do the light bulbs look like? How bright is it? How's the windows? Where's your chair? What does your chair look like? What does it smell like in there? Um, Things like that. You want to be as detailed as possible. The more detailed, the better, for it to build your setting, and have fun with it. It's your vision. You're the creator here, so you can imagine anything you want just as long as it's detailed. And so build the scene and keep the scene, keep the image in your head. And after that, you want to start imagining people. So you want to populate it, let's say, with the kind of people that you want to work with, and you want to be equally as detailed with them. You know how they feel about you, how do they treat you, are they happy, are they smiling, are they nice, do you respect them, do they respect you, do you teach each other, do build the characters. And it's the same thing, you want to be as detailed as possible, and because this is something that you're going to be dealing with every day, so you really want to visualize a place that you would want to show up at every day. It's all about whatever you personally like. So after you got your people and you got your setting, you want to be um, you want to pay attention to how you're building the setting. So if try not to see it as a movie, like if you're watching it as a scene, really try to immerse yourself in it. Once you've built the scene and you got the characters, now place yourself in it, and the role that you're going to be playing in the scene, and feel yourself there. you know if your role, for example, my friend that she used it, she wanted to do it for a job that was helping uh, people, like underprivileged kids. It was that, like, she was like in a school setting like that, and so I had her visualize her interactions with her clients, with the people she's gonna be seeing on a daily basis. That it was that she wanted to help them. She wanted to be in a spot where she could help these people that I think they had English as a second language, and so she they basically would need, her role would have been to help guide them through the school system. And so you want to think about that energy. Think about how grateful, you helping the person. You want to think about how grateful they're going to be and how good you're going to feel, and you want to start thinking about the feelings that you're going to be feeling as you're doing it. So let's say if you're getting that type of role where you're like wanting to help somebody, think back to a time where you felt those feelings. Let's say if you're having a trouble bringing up those emotions for yourself to bring into the vision, think back to a time in your life when you did help somebody, and, like, let's say how good you felt. Or let's say if you want to be a personal trainer, it'd be the same situation where you're like helping somebody. This types of things, and the type of energy that's most supported now is like a mutual beneficial type of energy. That type of energy, that those type of manifestations are very highly supported by the universal energy right now, and there's a much better chance that they're gonna manifest like that. If you're trying to use this type of stuff to manifest something for personal gain, and things like that, and kind of greedy, selfish stuff, it's less likelihood that it's gonna actually be successful for your manifestation. So yeah, in all things, you want to think about how good it's going to be for everybody, mutually beneficial. And so yeah, so you've got your feelings down, and the reason you want to make sure you get your feelings into it is when you have a thought in your head and then you emotionally charge it, you attach emotions to it, it it becomes supercharged basically. You know, emotions are energy in motion, and it's gonna set your thoughts into motion once you attach the emotion to that vision. And so you want to hold these visions in your head as long as you can, as long as you feel, you'll kind of feel when it's like complete and done, and you can feel when you can let it go. But minimum, you want to hold it for at least 30 seconds, I would say, to get like the minimum effect. But yeah, once you've built your world and populated it, let's say if you're trying to attract like a car or a house, picture yourself in the house and like all the details, and picture the house and picture how you're gonna feel there. You know, if you're gonna feel like happy, confident, accomplished, other feelings that you hope to feel, that you hope that this having this object in your life is gonna accomplish for you, and then feel those feelings now. And that's really the key thing here, is attaching the emotion to the thought. And yeah, once you've got that down, you're pretty much already there. And after you're done visualizing and doing all that, hold on, give me a second. You're gonna express gratitude. You're gonna say thank you out loud and feel it, like feel that feeling of being thankful, and just know that it's on its way to you. Just know that you know you you did your job correctly, and the universe is going to deliver it to you. You have to release expectations, really, and you have to know and trust and believe that your universe is going to deliver it to you in the perfect time, in the perfect way. And that is also very key as well, is releasing expectation. You don't want to uh, doubt yourself, and like, oh man, it didn't work, or fuck, it's not coming, or when is it gonna show up? When is it gonna show up? It's that type of energy. It's like a needy energy. It's like, you know, nobody likes needy people, needy things. And so you're it's a very repelling. It's not an attractive energy, and so you want to just fire and forget. Just think about your vision, do the work, and then express gratitude for surely, and then release expectation. And after that, you want to, I mean, you could write it out. That's another bonus step. So, I mean, up to that point, once you say thank you and release expectation, your job is done. You did it. You really only need to do it once if you do it correctly. But you can do it more times if you want. If it makes you feel better, just kind of feel it out and see how you feel about it. But one time is definitely more than enough, and you'll see maybe it'll show up quicker than you think. It's one of those things where it depends on how different it is from your current reality. So obviously on your first time doing this, and maybe you haven't built up the belief yet, you're not really sure. You don't want to try to attract and conjure up $10,000 or $50,000 just out of nowhere. It's because that type of deviation is so far from your current reality that the likelihood of it coming through is significantly less than something, let's say $1,000 or $500 or whatever. So until you build up that experience with it and the belief and the trust, then that's when you can start doing these big, huge attractions. And a lot of it also has to do with how much life force energy you have, how clean your vessel is, and that's why it becomes important to do like once you really get into it, and you want to start like taking charge and having and become like increasingly magnetic, is, it's important to detox your body, and fasting, all those things, and get into a nice routine that can build up your life force energy, to really high levels, so that you can become magnetic, and use the law of attraction on higher levels. And yeah, but so for right now, you don't need to do that. For most people who do this, we're all naturally creative. We're always attracting and creating realities, whether we're aware of it or not. It's just something that this is just intentional. We're just using our own natural human abilities that we're all born with, and just being intentional with it. It's just something that we're not really taught. Um, but yeah, let's say after you did your routine here, your recipe, your attraction recipe, you could also, if you want to take it an extra step, you can write down um, things about it. You can write down your gratitude and keep it under your pillow. You say, "Thank you for my car. Thank you for this job. Thank you for this," and then you can keep it under your pillow, or you can burn it. And that's something, but I know maybe a lot of people might be a little iffy about that. They say, "Oh, that sounds like more witchcraft," which is just fucking programming. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't have to, but I find it helps. Also, you can plant a tree, or plant something into the earth. So you're giving back to the earth. It's kind of a give and take type of thing, and so that type of energy is very supported um, right now. And or another one is, you can, let's say, go to the pet store and buy some crickets, buy a bunch of big ass bag of crickets and release them, or a fish, or some animal, or a turtle, or something like that, and just get them, and release them into the wild. And so that type of energy is like, how can I say this? It's like an exchange. It's not like a payment, but it is like you're doing an exchange. You're putting a good energy forward, expressing gratitude for for whatever you're getting back. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to add to that. It definitely works. Like I said, the main key is just to um, release expectation. And ideally, you want to get to a place where you don't have to be doing this type of stuff. You want to be able to build yourself up to a point where you don't have to really ask for things. And that maybe this might sound weird, but you want to just build yourself up enough where you align. You want to put yourself in alignment where things are just naturally happening for you. Where you don't have to go out of your way. And so a lot of times there are some things that maybe we want to manifest into our reality that are absolutely not good for us. That's a definite possibility. You can absolutely attract things that are not in your best interest. And sometimes you'll still get it, but a lot of times you'll find that it gets blocked. It doesn't happen for whatever reason, and you just have to understand that if you do get it, it's for your highest good. If you don't get it, it's for your highest good. And so you always have to keep that mindset that things are always happening for you and your best interest, and in your highest path, whether it happens or not. And that kind of ties into the whole releasing expectation. And you want to maintain the attitude of detachment, because that's a very powerful state to be in. Don't expect things. Just know it. Just know and feel. And from there, you can use this for anything. And so there's a lot of different manifestation practices, procedures, rituals out there. This is just one of many. But it's one that I have find that has been very effective for myself, and for other people that I've recommended it to. Um, it's just different things work for different people. So if you want to try this one out, definitely go ahead. I'm not sure if I missed any. I don't think I missed anything, but I probably could have given a better explanation um, on each step. So if you have any questions, just message me. I'm not tripping. Just message me and ask me to clear anything up. Um, Definitely more than happy to do so. And aside from that, just feel free to follow my channel, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing. So, yeah, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. For sure. Send this to a friend. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, I'm probably going to be making more videos. I'm just still getting into the swing of things. I'm still not fully comfortable being on camera. It's kind of weird. But, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I've kind of just now started getting over the fear of like putting myself out there. Like fuck, yeah, I did not want to be on camera. I was way too like shy or like I didn't know what to expect. I don't know what it was, but lately I've been getting a lot of signs and like being pushed towards doing this. So here I am, like it or not. So yeah, thanks for watching.